Echoes of Love. Chapter 1. The Chance Encounter. I couldn't help but notice him from the moment he walked into the dimly lit cafe on that fateful night. Liam was more than just a stranger with piercing blue eyes and an otherworldly charm. There was something familiar about him, like a lingering echo of memories yet to be spoken aloud. The smell of freshly brewed coffee filled the air as I sipped my latte, lost in thought while working on my latest manuscript at a corner table near the window. His voice carried across the room, effortlessly captivating everyone's attention with its deep timbre and smooth cadence when he ordered his drink. My fingers paused over the keyboard as our eyes met for what felt like an eternity, sending shivers down my spine. It wasn't until that day, amidst the chaos of a bustling Saturday morning, that I realized time had a way of circling back on itself. Our first encounter didn't feel like chance. It was as if fate decided to pull us together once more. In his presence, time seemed to slow, and every conversation became a carefully choreographed dance between words unspoken and emotions raw. We talked about life's mishaps, shared passions, and dreams, things most people only confide in strangers they'd never see again. Yet there was an undercurrent of knowing glances, as if Liam could see beyond the layers of skin-deep connections I wore with such ease. The way he spoke of love, loss, and second chances resonated deeply within me. It was as if he were reading from a book I couldn't recall leaving on my shelf. It wasn't until he uttered, "I've waited an eternity to find you," that I felt the world tilt ever so slightly. Weeks passed with our chance encounters, in a park, at the library during opening hours, and outside the grocery store. Each moment weaving us closer together without conscious intention. One crisp autumn evening, under a canopy of moonlit trees, he invited me to dinner, his eyes holding an unspoken plea for understanding. The restaurant, elegantly titled The Whispering Walls, felt like a sanctuary chosen specifically for us. Its walls bore silent testaments to the lives it had witnessed. Over wine and laughter, I found myself pouring out dreams, desires, and fears as if he held the key to my destiny's map. Liam listened intently, his expressions reflecting every emotion that crossed my face with an uncanny empathy. It was then I realized that our connection wasn't just a product of serendipity but a symphony conducted by a silent orchestra. "Emma, do you believe in fate?" she asked, her eyes searching for answers beneath the glow of a flickering candle flame. Liam's gaze drifted to mine before he replied, "I do now." A shiver crept down my spine as our fingers touched inadvertently on the table, an electric jolt that echoed the beat of a heart long silenced by life. As days turned into weeks and weeks into months, our bond deepened with each meeting. The world, though it kept moving, seemed to narrow into two. Liam and me versus everyone else's noise. Yet, amidst this serendipitous dance, whispers began to haunt the edges of my mind, a memory that felt real but was never mine, an inexplicable sense of belonging, a connection beyond words spoken aloud. The night before our 6-month anniversary, as I sat on my balcony under the stars, Liam appeared out of thin air, leaving me breathless and yearning for explanations he didn't provide. "Meet me at the old oak tree in Central Park tomorrow," was all he said before disappearing into the darkness like a ghost from another time. I arrived an hour early, my heart in disarray, as the first leaves began to fall around us. Liam materialized beside the gnarled tree, his eyes aglow with a mix of concern and determination. "There are things you should know," he whispered, grasping my hands tightly. The weight of unspoken secrets hung between us like autumn fog before it dissipated into thin air. He pulled out an old photograph from his pocket, me as a child, holding a faded teddy bear at my mother's gravesite, tears glistening on my cheeks. The image seemed to pulse with life, and I felt the weight of years compress within seconds. "Who are you?" I demanded, But Liam just shook his head, insisting it was crucial we uncover this mystery together. "Come back inside," he urged as night fell around us. With every step, a part of me broke free from the chains that bound my past, and with each word exchanged, the riddle deepened. In the warmth of Liam's home. The very one I had painted in vivid detail years ago within these pages. The air was heavy with unspoken truths. He revealed his journal, filled with cryptic verses and sketches that spoke of me before we ever met. The words were not just poetry, they were our language, a symphony only we could understand. The room vibrated with an ancient knowing as I turned to face him, the truth simmering at the tip of my tongue. "I remember waking up with you," he stated softly, his breath brushing against my ear. "In your dreams?" My voice barely rose above a whisper. Liam's nod was all I needed. The memories came in flashes. Warm hands holding mine, whispers of promises yet to be spoken, hearts beating as one under a night sky, echoes of love so powerful they could rewrite the fabric of reality. Liam's eyes shimmered with an unspoken plea for understanding as we wove together the fragments of a shared past. It was then that our connection transcended mere coincidence and entered a realm where souls knew their every beat, pulse, and silent pleas. I remembered waking up in his arms under the same moon. I recalled a first name, Sarah, and an inexplicable sense of belonging. Each discovery unearthed layers of myself, threatening to unravel decades of loneliness. And yet, like a well-guarded secret, he kept me at arm's length. Secrets from our shared past loomed on the horizon like storm clouds that could either bring life, giving rain, or devastating thunderstorms. I couldn't bear the thought of him walking away once more when it felt as if this connection was my last chance to reclaim the fragments of a shattered heart. Liam pulled me close. "You're not alone in this." His touch ignited embers long dormant within. A faint kiss on the cheek, and he vanished into the night, leaving me yearning for answers to questions I dared not ask aloud. The world outside was still, yet our connection reverberated with the promise of untold stories and the weight of secrets that could shatter us both. The riddle had become a tantalizing game we played without rules or safety nets. It was a love poem inscribed on the pages of the universe, waiting to be deciphered. Our paths continued to cross, lives intertwined by an unseen force as we navigated through life's turmoil. Chapter 2. The Hidden Truth. The truth hung in the balance like leaves caught between seasons. Brittle and precious, threatening to shatter under the first breath of autumn winds or carry us forward on the whispers of a gentle breeze. I had no choice but to embrace the mystery surrounding him. Liam was my compass, guiding me through stormy skies towards hidden truths that made me whole again. My decision was sealed as I stepped beneath the same moonlight he sought out so often. Under the ancient oak where our tale began. The night before he vanished again, for reasons yet unknown, a letter awaited at home, scrawled in his familiar hand, a promise that this wasn't just destiny but an unraveling of two souls destined to mend each other. I couldn't wait any longer. Liam knew it too, and so did the universe. In a quiet corner of my heart, I felt the truth as a whispered song. Secrets hidden within the fabric of reality waiting for us both. The day we met, 6 months ago, a piece of me awakened to life from a long slumber. The world seemed less vast yet more fragile, a canvas painted in colors we both recognized intuitively. We were two parts of a puzzle finding each other amidst an ever-changing cityscape. The riddle was our language, every sketch on his journal pages, our shared memories. Each discovery left me hungry for truths that could either set my heart free or shatter it anew. The wind bore an echo of Liam's voice, familiar yet distant, a melody I couldn't quite place, reminding me that the world had more stories to tell than inked pages could convey. The photograph he showed me was not from any album. It was our history in the making, the story we'd never read together until today. My hand found its way into his and back home, under a sky with stars that whispered promises for tomorrow. Chapter 3. A Love Rekindled. This narrative is currently under development.